This video is about purchasing performance management and measurement. And one of the questions is, of course, when we have a buying organization, how do we know whether this buying organization gives the company best value for money? And one of the things that managers look into is, well, we assess procurement by the cost savings that it accrued. Well, what exactly are cost savings? And if we only go for cost savings, what will be the effects of that? The topic of how to measure purchasing performance is the subject of this video. Talking about purchasing performance management, I would like to make a comparison with sports. Most of us like to watch sports, and it's impressive to see how sports progressed over the past decades. What we see is that records were broken time and time again. And athletics is just one example. We have many sports where that happened. And the question then is, why did that occur? What explains the fantastic improvement of human performance in many, many sports? And I think that a few elements have been critical in making that progress possible. One is keeping track of actual performance through time or other ideas. Secondly, to keep track of your performance over time, to understand what circumstances will influence your actual performance. And I think that one of the most important things has been also the rewards that sportsmen get today and sportswomen get today when they achieve excellent results. Without that award, motivation may be lacking in order to endure all the pain and effort that it takes to get to the top in sport. And we can learn a lot from that in our profession. Looking at purchasing performance, we need to differentiate between effectiveness and efficiency. Effectiveness relates to the results that have been achieved through our activities. And results achieved should be translated, is the comparison between the actual goals that we had in mind to realize and the actual results that we were able to realize against those predetermined goals. So the whole idea is, if you're not explicit about goals in procurement to achieve, it will be impossible to measure performance. The other aspect is efficiency. And efficiency relates to the resources and the cost that we had to make in order to achieve these objectives and goals. And the resources and cost relate to the staff that we needed to realize the results, the systems that we needed, the procedures that need to be in place, the whole infrastructure that needs to be in place. That's all about efficiency. What I suggest in measuring purchasing performance is to look at efficiency and effectiveness. So purchasing performance is the degree to which the purchasing function is able to realize its predetermined goals at the sacrifice of a minimum of the company's resources and cost. That's in fact purchasing performance. Now, this definition may sound rather theoretical to you, and it is. So can we translate it in more pragmatic terms? I translated these two elements into 4 dimensions of purchasing performance. We can identify a price and cost dimension to our work. It's extremely important to get at competitive prices from our suppliers. We have a product and quality dimension in our work. Having a very competitive price only makes sense if the supplier delivers flawless quality, because otherwise we spend money over there. We have a logistics dimension, which refers to the fact that the supplier delivers his flawless quality also on time and in the exact quantity that we want to have it. And then we have an organizational dimension in the sense that we do not, if we need an army to orchestrate all of that, it doesn't make sense because the resources will farly outweigh the results that we got. So an efficient organization is also important. And what I want to point out is that these 4 dimensions are clearly interact with each other. So there's a trade-off between the 4. And this is depicted in the scheme that can be used to develop your KPIs, your critical performance indicators. Purchasing effectiveness consists of the three first dimensions that I presented, whereas purchasing efficiency relates to purchasing organization. And you see here different elements that you can use to design your purchasing dashboard upon. Material price control, material price cost reductions to be measured, involvement of purchasing in new product development, supplier quality performance. All of these should be translated into a small set of KPIs. I think if you have more than 8 KPIs, you already should be sufficient in keeping an eye on procurement. Now, what is the fallacy of most organizations? One is that they focus on purchasing efficiency rather than effectiveness. So they consider the budget of what they spend on the purchasing organization more important than the results that have been achieved through that organization. And the reason is that budgetary performance can be easily measured using our financial systems, whereas the other 3 dimensions, the effectiveness dimensions, need to be reported using much more complicated KPIs that do not automatically come from our financial records. That is not to say that you need to have that balanced view. I hope that you will find this scheme useful in developing a coherent set, a balanced set of KPIs in order to improve your organization on its road to purchasing excellence.